The Detroit Lions offseason is already in full swing, and with it comes the usual flood of wild theories that pop up every year. But let's be clear, 4 things simply will not happen, no matter how much some fans might dream about them. Among them, there's one persistent rumor that refuses to die, and it's time to bury it for good. On top of these certainties, there's another shakeup behind the scenes. Another coach is leaving, but one of the team's biggest stars couldn't care less. The question is, will this affect the team? Don't miss a single detail, and don't forget to hit that like button. The Detroit Lions offseason is heating up, and with it comes the wave of speculation about what the team might or might not do. But if there are 4 things we can confidently say will not happen, it's these. Some are pretty obvious, others are fun exaggerations, but they all make sense. Let's get into it. First off, forget any idea that the Lions will move on from Jared Goff. There's always that one guy saying, what if the Lions traded for Josh Allen? Or, what if a team offered a truckload of first-round picks? Nope, not happening. Goff is a locked-in piece of this team, whether you like it or not. The guy was an MVP candidate, and both Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have made it clear they're building around him. So if you were hoping for a super mobile quarterback, keep dreaming. Goff isn't going anywhere. Another certainty? The Lions will not use the franchise tag. Brad Holmes simply doesn't operate that way. Since taking over as general manager, he's prioritized extending contracts the traditional way and keeping players in town without needing the tag. And honestly, there isn't a single free agent on this roster worth that designation. On top of that, franchise tags usually just create drama and locker room tension. Now this one stings, but it's inevitable. Emmanuel Moseley isn't coming back. Everyone wanted to see this guy play, but after tearing one ACL, then the other, then suffering a pectoral injury and even an illness, it's just not in the cards. To make matters worse, when he finally was healthy, the Lions barely even used him. The result? Just 31 snaps in 2 seasons, only 2 of which were on defense. It's a tough break, but Moseley's time in Detroit is over. And finally, this one is an easy bet. The Lions will not make a pick in the supplemental draft. For starters, we don't even know if the draft will happen, since it was canceled last year and hasn't been confirmed for 2025. But even if it does, the Lions haven't participated in it since 1982, when they selected a guy named Kevin Robinson. I wasn't even born then. And that streak isn't changing now. So if you were hoping for any of these 4 things to happen, forget it. The Lions offseason is going to be eventful, but none of this will be on the menu. Now, Lions fans, do you agree that these 4 things will never happen? Drop your thoughts in the comments. But hold on, because the next story brings another name leaving the Lions coaching staff, and one of the team's leaders has a surprising reaction. Another Lions coach is on the way out. This time it's tight ends coach Steve Hayden, who left Detroit to take over as the offensive line coach for the Jets. Ever since the playoff loss to the Commanders, the coaching exodus has been real, but Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't the least bit concerned. On the St. Brown podcast, the wide receiver talked about the changes and made it clear that the team will be just fine. His own position coach, Antoine Randall L., also left, following Ben Johnson to the Bears. But instead of complaining, St. Brown said he's happy for Randall L.'s career growth and new opportunity in Chicago. And when asked about the impact of these departures, he was blunt. "We'll be fine. Players make plays, right?" That statement echoes one of football's oldest sayings. It's not just about the X's and O's, but the Jimmies and Joes. In other words, at the end of the day, it's the players who make the difference on the field. In 2025, the Lions will have the chance to prove that true. There's no denying that the Lions are going through a period of change, but that's part of any team's growth. The real concern is the sheer number of coaching departures. Could this slow down the team's progress? St. Brown believes in the talent on the roster, but at the end of the day, a strong coaching staff matters. Let's see how Detroit handles this game of musical chairs. If you want to stay on top of everything Lions related, make sure to subscribe to the channel.